Hello, hockey and basketball fans. My name is David. I thought I would start this video at 10:28 on the evening of Sunday, 26th of February 2023, North American Eastern Time. I'm going to try to concentrate much of this video on the, at least the end of it, on the bust the Winnipeg Jets have almost turned into. But first, I thought I would update with the standings of the NBA after a Raptors not so good performance against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I'm going to go to the Raptors. Oops. Didn't mean to do that here. You can see here, the Raps are in a play-in spot, but yeah. But a rather fragile one. They're not that far behind the Miami Heat for seventh, they're not that far behind the Atlanta Hawks for eighth. And again, the way things work is if the Raps finish eighth or seventh, they only will have to win one game beyond the regular season to see playoff action, whereas they'll have to win two consecutive ones if the finish is ninth or 10th. So yeah, the Raptors continue to be inconsistent. So I'm just going to do is I'm going to head over to over the last few days. Just give me a moment here. Alright, just gonna see what the technical difficulties are here. I do apologize for technical difficulties. Just trying to display. Here, just going to do this backup. Alright, give me a moment here. Alright, so. Alright. Give me a moment here. I do apologize. Alright, well, taking your own sweet time, I'll go to here. So it's kind of a mixed bag here. So on Saturday, the Oilers' defense has been very good. A lot of times, the Sens have managed to win some games. And I'm going to go to the games on Sunday. And those on Monday. Take place on Monday and Tuesday. Okay. Alright, so let me just go to here. Alright, it's gonna go. Alright, I'm gonna go. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is go also to the NBA. Alright, just give me a moment here. Alright, give me a moment here. Okay. Oh, come on. I do apologize for technical difficulties. Just the computer can be slow. Alright, just give me a moment here. Alright, give me go. Just gonna go. Just gonna go. Me, the Raptors. Alright, just give me a moment here. Wow, what a blowout. The Raps will play their next game on Tuesday when they host the Chicago Bulls. And now I'm going to go to the NHL standings, to update NHL standings. Just going to try to refresh the page. right, we have. Just give me a moment here. The Leafs seem to be doing pretty good, having won 3 straight games. The question being most likely, given the huge margin by which the Leafs are up on the 4th place Sabres among teams in the Atlantic, being whether the Leafs will finish in 2nd or 3rd in their own division. Whereas we look at the other Canadian teams, the Sens look like they are barely hanging on, 7 points out of the nearest available playoff spot, and that ain't good. The Habs probably have no hope in whatsoever. Yeah, 54 points, no surprise there. I won't be surprised if they don't make it. And now we go to the Pacific Division. The Oilers, after having lost a close game against Blue Jackets, albeit at one point have been behind 4-0 in their weekend game, remain in 3rd in the Pacific Division. But in the Central Division, oh boy, these Jets have slipped very badly. They're in a wild card spot, having lost all 3 of their last games in regulation. The Kraken have 2. I mean, Leafs end up beating the Kraken, spanking them 5-1. These Flames have lost 2 straight. Against the Golden Knights in overtime, and then by a country mile to the Avs in regulation. Ooh, things are not looking too good. These Flames could end up in 4th by the end of the week in terms of being in the West wildcard race. Yeah. So, Neil Niederreiter from the Preds seems to be a good ad, but man, oh man. Yes, it's one thing for the Canucks to lose 3-1 to the Bruins, empty netter goal. But it's quite another for a Jets team that was supposed to have made it into the Stanley Cup playoffs this season, given how well they performed up to including middle of this month. But after last preseason, nope. Yeah. Seems that in terms of the Jets, what do I see them as? It's not clear where they're going to go. And I thought I would do is go to this particular video, not necessarily play it, but this video here pretty much says it's a joke. And Niederreiter traded to the Jets for a pick. Patrick Kane leaves the Blackhawks. Well, no trade yet. Well, it seems as though, I don't really know what the Jets need to do to get their season back on track, but it's not so easy to do. Yeah. The last 2 games, the Jets have just thrown caution to win or defense, scoring, you name it, right under the bus. So if I would say, what are the Jets' weaknesses? I have to go back to an old Beatles song titled Here, There, and Everywhere, because that's exactly what the Jets are doing. That's where the weaknesses are. Here, there, and everywhere. So, what do the Jets need to do? Well, we'll have to see what happens. But man, oh man, do these Jets suck. Or have they sucked? Being outscored by a combined 9-1 over the last 2 games. How on the face of the earth can anyone in the coaching staff or the front office of that team ignore what's going on? Yes, Niederreiter. Well, we'll see how he performs. But it appears the Jets need quite a few Niederreiters. They need quite a few stud D-men. Okay, maybe goaltending is okay. Dave Riddick did allow a couple of ugly goals. He's a backup, but my God, defense is a big problem for the Jets. They need help with the blue line. They need help with the bottom six. I don't know what Kevin Cheveldayoff, who's been GM for I don't know how many seasons, but a very long time, is going to do. Trade deadline's 3rd of March Eastern Time. My God, these Jets are on a skids. I've hit the skids. And when it comes to the offense, I'd have to describe it as ice cold. Ice cold. Last 2 games, because, well, they've managed to score 1 goal. What I would do is go to some games, or at least past Jets games, to see what they are. All right. So what I'm going to do is see if I can do the Wikipedia page. If it's been updated to reflect the latest loss. That's going to be the interesting thing here. I mean, not yet, which is a bummer. But maybe what we should do is go to the ESPN page, because that probably already been updated here. Let's see how the Jet season has gone. Oh, at least the regular season. So here we go. Things seem to be going pretty well. Get the win here. Lots of win games. Yeah, mini skid late in December. Got lots of wins in January. They hit skids again late in the month. Win some, lose some. Oh no. From pretty much coincidentally from when the Canucks hired Rick Tocchet as head coach. Oh God, these Jets have not done too. Alright, so we have one. Alright, so let's go to the beginning. Gotta go to January a little bit here. To start off the 2023 3-1. Things are looking good. We'll see. 3-4, 3-1, 6-2, 3, 8-3, 8-6, 9-6. So January we're looking pretty good. So how about February? And this is where these Jets have hit the skids. So just 3 wins this month. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. And they don't have much time to regroup because they got a back-to-back. They're on the week. But first, on Tuesday against the Kings at home, before they head out on the road to play the Oilers at Rogers Place, before taking the Oilers home to play them there. And then 2 more games they play at home before heading back out on the road to do a 3-game trip, 3-game roadie in the what is culturally known as the U.S. South. 2 games against the Florida teams, then 1 against the Canes, and then they come home, play the Bruins, and then go back on the road, play the Preds and Blues, heading back to play the Coyotes, and then it's Anaheim, Los Angeles, San Jose. Yeah, they have the game spaced apart. Well, we'll see what happened there. And then we go to... They have... What is there? Alright, so we have... In April, we have the Jets. We have the home games, and then... San Jose against the Sharks. And then they go to play the Wild. And they bring State. And then fly down to Denver to play the Avs at Ball Arena to end off their season. Well, are the Jets destined to miss the postseason? Not yet, but they're getting closer than they have been for quite some time this season. My goodness. These Jets just, they got loads of problems. They suck. They haven't done too well. They've lost, of their last 10 games, 6 of them, all in regulation. No points for those. So what do the Jets have? Just let me see here. All right, so I'm going to just go to the Jets here. The Jets have 1 point, have only lost 1 game in extra time, an overtime loss away from home. That's right. These Jets, among NHL teams, have by far the lowest total, the lowest number of losses that any team has had in extra time. And is that a good thing? Well, I don't know. The bottom line is, if more of those losses in regulation had been overtime or in shootouts, just imagine where the Jets would be. Yeah, sure, these Jets are close. They're still close to getting to the top of the Central Division, but it doesn't feel that way anymore. I mean, the Minnesota Wild have played 60 games since last preseason, the same number as the Jets, but the Wild have 1 more point. The Avs have 57 games that they've played. The Dallas Stars is 59. So it could be the Jets will end up in a wild card spot, and who knows what that's going to mean. Yes, I get it that last season, no wildcard team, bar the Preds, was an easy out. Preds were swept by the Avs 4-0. But again, these Jets got to work. Just going to recap what they're doing here. So to go to that game against the Kings, it's going to be a home game. But my goodness, they've got us. These Jets have to start putting on the Jets. Going back to another song, another favorite song of mine, titled "Benny and the Jets" by Elton John. I'd say, "Where's Benny when you need him?" I would say that. I'm going to wrap this up mentioning that the Jets season, like that of the Flames, is, in the words of as Paul Simon would describe it in a song of his, slip-sliding away. And on that note, I'm going to say, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe for more timely notification of videos I put up on YouTube, please feel free to do so. I do encourage you to do so. Indeed, I try to post videos at least every other week. But certainly, lots of developments in the NHL. So, may as well post it now. And these Jets could be seeing their season slip away in no time at all. On that note, I'm going to say goodnight and go Leafs go.